Hello, friends. Hope you all are fine. And we are back again with yet another episode of ArtLit. And today we have with us author Shweta Choudhary, who is an emerging author, blogger, and short story writer. And she has published two books, Secondhand and The Planner, which is available on Amazon.
But before beginning today's session, let me tell you that ArtLit is an art and literary community that is a platform to bring stories of storytellers, artists, and writers, and literature enthusiasts. So, it is a platform in which we publish conversations and stories about people who have made significant contribution in the field of art, literature, no matter how big or small.
So ArtLit invites and seeks stories in a similar genre. If you would like to share your own story with us or someone whom you know, then please write to us at artlitcommunity@gmail.com or connect us through our social handles, the links for which I have given in the description box below.
Shweta Choudhary is an engineer turned writer. She is the author of the short story Secondhand, which was well received by the readers. In addition, her novella-The Planner was selected in the top 20 entries across India in Pitch Your Book 2021 competition conducted by Half Baked Beans. Currently, she works as a freelance writer and majorly writing around career and finance. So, welcome, Shweta.
Thank you. Thank you, Imanji. Thank you, Akila, for having me. And congratulations on ArtLit. I'm so happy to have a wonderful community around.
Thank you so much. So, how are you doing, Shweta?
I'm doing good. It's a bright Saturday morning, and I think it's a good start to the weekend.
Absolutely. So we can also start with questions which would probably keep us going, and so let's start. So Shweta, first of all, please tell us something about your writing journey so far. You are an author of two works, a short story titled Secondhand, and your recent novella, The Planner. So, when and how did you start, and how have you evolved as an author during your writing journey?
Yeah. So the first piece of work I wrote was back in college, which is in 2009. It was a poem for a college magazine, and that was the first time I got an exposure that writing could be an option. And at that time, in I think 2011, I used to tell my friends that one day I will write a story, one day I'll write a book. But writing was something that did not look so approachable at that time. I had very little knowledge, and even studying literature was not that common. Otherwise, I think I would have opted for that. So either you would become engineer or doctor.
Yeah.
So so at that time with college, I think that dream somehow kind of went away, but it remains still in the back of my head that I want to write, and I continued with my life. And in 2018, when I think I finally felt stable because you kind of live life according to a timetable set by society that you have to get married at this age, house by this age, kids by this age. At 2018, I felt very much stable, and I think I got some mental space in my head also on what else I wish to do. At that time, first thing that came to my mind was that college thought that I wish to write. So in 2018, I started exploring writing again. At that time, I did not have much idea on how to get started. I spoke to friends, and a few said start writing blogs. So I started a small blog, Blue Thoughts, on Blogger. It's a free platform, and that's how I resumed my writing again. And then I started writing stories. I published two, and again I started exploring how can I make a career out of this, and chanced upon freelance writer. So I started like a blogger, then storyteller, and then currently I'm working as a freelance writer full time.
That's
That's an interesting
amazing.
journey. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
interesting. So, Shweta, your short story, Secondhand, is based on very bold themes like divorce and remarriage. And the title is a bit uncomfortable, like, people who are divorced in the sense, but it's interesting also in the sense that divorce is a much tabooed subject, and people often who are divorced are referred to like this, second hands, in a very belittling manner. So tell us, why do you think this title was apt for the story?
When I was writing the story, in the middle of the story, this is not something I thought of while starting, but in the middle of the story, only this word, made sense to me. Because I think that's what was the entire topic about. Why should they be treated as second hand? If a man can restart his life, why can't the woman? Why that kind of stigma associated with the woman? So in the middle of the story, this word stuck and it just stuck with me. After that, I think nothing else made sense to me. Only that word stuck with me. So it was very
Right.
natural.
Yeah, in one of the comments also, in one of your reviews also, somebody had suggested, they were a bit uncomfortable with the title. But to be
Yeah.
honest, it is a bitter truth that how, divorcees or people, they are referred as in a very belittling manner. But kudos to you
Yeah.
to write on something so bold and,
Thank
so,
you. And I hope I don't have to write on similar topics and society evolves with time.
right. So,
Yeah. So also, I would like to say that it is based on the especially the story secondhand. It just connects to you. The real life scenarios are there, and it's so real, right? So as you can see that so many people are going through the same thing again and again, like divorce and remarriage. It's a very general issue, but still it is tabooed at this point of time also. So, how do you think you worked through the story to make it that realistic?
Sadly, one of my cousins had to go through this. When she opted for divorce, most of the family members disconnected with her. And that was the first time.
okay.
Um,
One second.
All right.
Yeah. I think I got cut in the middle. Let
yeah.
me restart that on that question. Sadly, one of my family member had to go through this. When she opted for divorce, many family members disconnected with her, and that's when this story hit my mind. And she also has a daughter, and for this, I did not have to do a lot of research. I had seen many things around me which gave enough fodder to write this.
Right. Great. So, Shweta, as you rightly said just now, that when it happens with a man, the society is very prejudiced when it comes to genders. And when it happens to a man is still bearable to the society, a divorcee man. But when it comes to a woman, she is immediately, tagged as a second hand. So, what do you think about such judgments, and do you think that men also has to go through such judgments in society when they also go through something similar like this? What do you think about this statement and the entire situation?
I talk about things I've seen around me. I've not seen any man around me who has been through the situations. I think it won't be good for me to comment.
Hmm.
So I won't comment on that. Um, Regarding how it will be, one of my uncle, when I told him I have written this story, he said that I think I did wrong to your sister.
I think,
So
sorry.
I think one of my uncle, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
I told him about the story, and I told him
Hmm.
the story in a gist, right? He
Hmm.
said, I
Hmm.
think I did wrong to your sister.
Right. Hmm.
Talking about it brings a change. Maybe at least
Yeah.
one person. I think that um, when he said that, right, I think I felt my book became success because
Yeah.
at
That's
least
good.
one person understood that they are doing
Yeah.
wrong. If people
Yeah.
don't understand, there's so many things ingrained in us that you don't
Hmm.
even understand you're doing it wrong. So
Yeah.
I really feel we should talk more often about it. More people will
Hmm.
understand that it's completely wrong to treat someone like that.
So do you think, Shweta, that like you said that, your story could bring a change in at least one person and you were very content and satisfied about the entire thing. So do you think you, as a writer, you try to convey some moral message through your writings, or there are some other objectives why you write? Because both your works are, they are very pleasurable to read, but at the same time they have a, an element of message to the society, some related to modern day dilemma, something related to that. So what is your
I
motto
feel
behind it? Yeah.
I feel writing is a very powerful medium, but
Yeah.
my primary message is not to educate someone. My primary message is to tell. If someone wants
Mm.
learn something from it, I'll be happy.
Mm.
So many people passed on reviews. One person said,
Mm.
"I was happy." So people
Mm.
should enjoy the story. That's the primary thing. Someone learns something from it, I'll be more than happy. But I
Right.
cannot educate through a story to everyone. At the
Right.
base, it should be enjoyable. So that's the
Mm.
primary. And second things, I feel I have also learned many lessons the hard way. And if I can tell it in a book, maybe someone can learn it in
Yeah.
lesser amount of time, lesser hard work.
Right.
Right. Okay, so just like Akila was saying that the modern day dilemma. So, your the topics you have chosen or the topics you have written on, as a young woman, it shows that it's a modern day dilemma. You write on these kind of topics. So, may it be planning and taking control, complete control over life. It's about divorce and everything which is very day to day nowadays in our modern day life. So however just wanted to ask that what inspires you to pick and write on these kind of themes? How do you pick your themes?
As a person, I'm very observant. If at the end of the day my day went wrong, I will always try to sit and analyze why did the day went wrong. If my week went wrong, I will sit back and analyze what did I do wrong in last week, and I try to continuously evolve. So that particular behavior of mine helps me to pick such stories because I try to sometimes dissect things a lot. And so I pick a lot from around, and I genuinely feel truth is stranger than fiction. If you just look around, you will find so many stories.
That's
That's
right.
why I pick a lot from things
Yeah.
around me.
Yeah, I think, yeah, observation is a very good, very important skill for a writer, you know. So,
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I should.
so Shweta, you say that you are an engineer turned into a writer. I have seen you, talking about it. I have seen you seen this many a times in your social handles as well, and you have completely revamped your career and has ventured into freelance writing. So tell us something about this journey and what is your vision for creative writing or your career ahead as a content writer?
Um, so I chanced upon freelance writing by chance, like accidentally. I saw a YouTube video where it spoke about content writing, and it's a very big industry. And I was surprised that how come I don't even know about it. So
Right.
in 2020, I saw a YouTube video around content writing, and I started, exploring with the idea somewhere in March last year, and I saw a good scope. I did a couple of projects. I did not plan to resign immediately. I planned to learn first. So I did a couple of projects. I spent 6 months doing it. I first analyzed whether I like it or not. Will I enjoy doing it or not? Or second, is it profitable? Will I be able to sustain with it? And after 6 months, I got the answer. I knew I will be able to do both, and that's when I resigned. And currently, I do it full time. So, if at all, if someone wants to like switch that way, I think test the idea. That will help a lot. And with the power of internet, there are so many opportunities for working part time. Yeah, it was hard for 6 months. I was
Yeah.
doing two jobs, one full time, one part time. But
Mhm.
if you are able to test that idea right, you will be able to easily
Mhm.
switch.
Especially, after the pandemic, when the entire world went digital, I think that
Hmm.
particular section is there, that is an avenue to explore. So people have
Yeah,
realized the power
Yeah.
of,
So
digital
many
working,
people
what
are
we can.
actually, changing their jobs and
Yeah,
going for freelancing nowadays. And,
right.
it's a very good career option, and which we were not, knowing before
Aware
pandemic.
of.
And yeah, so this is, pros of
Yeah,
pandemic which has happened. Okay,
right.
so Shweta, one more question I had is that you have published two books. So just wanted to know for the authors, those they are in the process of publishing also, that how was your publishing journey and how did you go for it? How did you plan to publish it, and what was the story?
yeah. So I wrote a short story and a novella. These are shorter books, right? So in that case, I did not approach traditional publishing because it's very tough to do that for shorter stories. I have a novel idea in mind. For that, I will definitely approach traditional publishers. In this case, I directly went for self-publishing on Amazon because these are simpler to read on tabs and on phone as well. So my publishing journey was very small because I myself did it. But one thing I made sure is I work with good editor, even though if I self-publish, because I think that brings a polish to your story. And people have given me feedback also that editing, it shows the work is well edited as well. So even if you're
Yeah,
going for self-publishing, you can opt for self-publishing,
Mhm.
but make sure to work with a good editor.
right.
If possible,
Mhm.
get it edited yourself rather than taking editor from the publisher. Hire an editor yourself.
Mhm.
Um, and if you're going for self-publishing, then have a personal brand. Promote your book. Even for traditional publisher, also they take care of marketing, but they don't fully take care. Still, you have
Mhm.
to be there. But in self-publishing, you are like completely on your own.
Mhm.
So have a marketing plan in case of self-publishing. That was one thing.
Yeah, it's a very
Yeah.
emerging field, area these days. More and more authors, they are like open. And there are many authors, who started with self-publishing and they are doing really well.
Hmm.
So that's what all matters.
Yeah,
So
and
Shweta, as you
there were
said, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
please.
sorry. And there were one book which I see it was published with me at that time. I was also following, and that particular guy was running the Facebook ads, Instagram ads, collaborating with many influencers. I think I saw last I saw there were 250 plus reviews on his book. It was doing
Ah.
really well. Yeah.
Mhm.
So if you have a good marketing plan, even self-published book will do well.
Yeah, right. So, Shweta, as you said earlier, that you are working on a novel and you have a lot of plans with that. So, we just wanted to know about your future writing plans and what the book is all about without, giving any spoilers, if you can share.
Yeah. I left my job like 6 months back. So currently, I want to give 100% focus to my freelance writing career because I have left a very good job for this. So I want to give full focus on this year. So I have on this year, on 2022, I don't have any plan to work on the story. I want to scale up my freelance business. That's what it has been going good from the time I started. I never faced any issue. But this year, I want to fully dedicate to scale it up. And in 2023, I have a story to work on. It's on body shaming without giving it much away. But
Yeah.
it's a story around body.
Again,
That's
I mean, what is
interesting.
the yeah? Again, I wanted to know that what's the inspiration behind choosing this theme of body shaming. It's again a very strong theme,
Yeah.
like remarriage, divorce, or the dilemma of modern day dilemma of a girl. So, what's the inspiration behind this theme?
Mhm. Uh, there was a point of time in my life where I was just going through a very bad phase, and I tried to attempt suicide, and I fell down and I lost a teeth, and when I lost, and there were many scars on my face, but I lost one tooth. just one tooth. But for 5, 6 years, I had a normal life till I did not get that one tooth back. So just one tooth. I think spoiled my life for 6, 7 years because people can't tolerate a 17, 18-year girl with one tooth less, right? Like so many people, like the entire face where you look beautiful. I had one tooth less in that face. From the time of 13 to the age of, I think, when I got my tooth back in 24, when I was 24. So 10, 11, when, in the face when you look beautiful, I had one tooth less. So
Even the age
and I,
matters. Even that
yeah,
age, matters a lot.
right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
many people used to say many things to me. You are unmarriageable. You are. One guy said to me, "Have you even seen your face?" First of all, like that.
Wow.
So how much does one tooth matter in a person's life, right? But it mattered a lot in my life. That's why I want to write a story around body shaming because I feel it, at least kids have seriously no idea how badly they affect someone's life by doing body shaming.
Yeah.
That's really inspiring, Shweta. And thanks for sharing your story with us. And thanks, for, all I have to say is that you are an inspiration and very
Certainly.
courageous.
Yeah, to
So
speak about such a topic about yourself, about
Yeah,
the writing about it. So it's kind of very, we
inspiring.
are very inspired.
Fine.
Thank you, Shweta. And we really wish you all the best for all your writing endeavors and looking forward for your next writing. And thank you for your time and talking to us.
thank
So
you so much for having me here.
it's our pleasure. So, friends, that's all for today.
Hope you enjoyed today's session.
And tell us in the comment section below that how you found today's author interview. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to get all the future notifications.
So we'll meet you soon. Till then, stay safe, read more, and stay happy. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Okay, I'll just stop recording.